Conan the Barbarian. There's the goddess, there's Conan, and there's Daddy, I think. Drifts of white snow shattered. Oh, wait, it's the girl talking about this. Well. Drifts of white snow spattered red. At least till father's winter winds wipe the slate clean. Yeah, that's the remnants of the battle that we left last issue. Such is the folly of mortal men. You had to censor this. It's pretty gruesome. Still got his bear hat on, or wolf hat maybe, I don't know. So eager to extinguish the flickering candles of their lives for so little. Well, easy for her to say. She's an immortal goddess. Now only two remain. Oh, boy. Yeah. Man, tell me your name so that my brothers in Vanaheim may know who was the last of Wulfhere's band to fall before the sword of Heimdall. Or Heimdall. Not in Vanaheim, but in Valhalla will you tell your brothers that you met Conan of Cimmeria. Yeah, I think it's Cimmerian, maybe Cimmeria. It's almost like Sumeria. Yeah, always get that wrong. Anyway, he's pissed, so he goes, "Roar!" But at least Conan has two workable eyes. He doesn't. So it's kind of not a fair fight. Two more corpses in the cold. Your helmet took that one true, boy. But the next blow is mine. Oh! And mine alone. Yeah. It's pretty gory in the world of Conan the Barbarian. But Conan the Barbarian under Titan is just a series you just can't beat. Sure, it's violent, but a lot of adventure and beautiful naked girls. I mean, there's really not much else to ask for. And some clever narratives. Oh boy, it makes it gold. So when it comes to comic books right now, this is about as good as it gets. Meanwhile, over at DC, once again, when it comes to titles from the big two, your best bet is out-of-continuity stories, or, of course, reprints of the glory days, you know. So now we have another follow-up to The Long Halloween with Eduardo Risso doing the art. This, of course, is a image that Tim Sale did. Unfortunately, he passed away all too young. And but Eduardo Risso, I believe, is an excellent choice to continue on because he really does about as good as Mike Mignola on Spotting Blacks and stuff, and it captures the mood and essence of the Long Halloween story. But Batman The Long Halloween, yeah, they already did that, didn't it? Yeah, they did. And then they did Dark Victory. That was the sequel. And then there was Catwoman When in Rome. And so now, but they're just going to call like a third or fourth installment The Long Halloween again? No, the title is The Last Halloween, which is what should be right here. This is stupid. Don't do that. You're going to know it's connected to Long Halloween. I mean, Halloween is even in the title. That's stupid. So, yes, this is The Last Halloween. Halloween. In other cities like Metropolis, it is when children dress in costumes and happily collect candy. Gotham City is not Metropolis. Flips the coin. Tonight will always be scarred by a serial killer named Holiday. Holiday waged a year-long war against the criminal element that held my... Oh, fuck. I screwed this all up. other cities like Metropolis, it is when children dress in costumes and happily collect candy. Gotham City is not Metropolis. Tonight will always be scarred by a serial killer named Holiday. Holiday waged a year-long war against the criminal element that held my city in a chokehold for decades. Specifically, the Falcone family. Carmine the Roman Falcone, Gotham's untouchable crime lord. He called that year by a name. The Long Halloween. Halloween marks another, more personal tragedy. Harvey Dent, the then district attorney and once my ally, was lost to us. Half his face burned away, he revealed his true self. Two-Face. Good. His wife stood by him through it all, never wavering in her love and devotion. For a year now, the Dents have been in hiding. Whispers about their involvement in crimes of all sorts, including the Holiday killings. I made a promise on the grave of my parents to rid the city of the evil that took their lives. I will find Gilda and Harvey Dent. Now that's a devoted woman, you know. She stands by her men. Commissioner Gordon has devoted his life to Gotham City. I can tell the toll it's taking on his marriage and family. Yeah, I think Long Halloween is very much in line with Batman Year One. So, Commissioner Gordon cheated on his wife, so that does take a toll on the marriage. I can't see with this thing on. Honey, I'm just trying to help. Jim, does he have to wear the mask? Jim? What a surprise, you're on the phone. Lopez, I'm sure you can handle it. No, seriously, I have to go. Boy, this takes you back, huh? What is it now, Barbara? Do you care if he wears the mask up or down? It's cold a cow. Whatever, it's bad enough he picked that costume. Why couldn't he just be Peter Pan? I know what it is like to have a father who needs to be elsewhere. James, your dad says... James? Where is he? Where's our son? What do you mean? He was just here with you. James? James, where are you? James? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, it's off to a really horrible start. Well, horrible in the purpose of being a mystery and all that stuff. It's good. It looks like it's going to be good. Long Halloween and all of that, I was not blown away by it like a lot of people were. But I always really enjoyed the atmospherics and Tim Sale's art and all that sort of thing. It was a good little tour through Batman's villains and what have you. And so a masterpiece and that sort of thing. No, I don't see it quite like that. But it's an enjoyable run. And more than likely, once again, yes, out-of-continuity stories are pretty much the way to go for characters like Batman at the moment. And it's unfortunate, but for whatever reason, and we know quite a few of them, that's the way it is. So it's one issue in, but it's off to a good start. Bad for the characters, but good for the book. The Magic Order 5. Yeah, hard to believe there's already 5 volumes of this series. This is the main cover. I got the Jay Lee cover, but this is what was available for review purposes. So we start off here in Arizona some time ago. Higher, Mommy, higher. All the way to the sky. But then, bum, 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 bum. Well, that's never a good sign, you know. Boy, once you put that tattoo on, you're pretty much telling the whole world to go to, well, where you're going to go. Anyway, can I help you? I'll just hold that pose and whack. Knocks the crap out of her. Kid's not happy about it. And then creepy guy takes the kid. Carly Summers doesn't remember much about the day her little boy was snatched, but one thing always stayed in her head. Her attacker had his eyes closed the entire time. Yeah, that's, So you couldn't defend her son against the guy who closed his eyes? She was famous for a few weeks, both locally and nationally. It was every mother's nightmare not being able to defend their child, someone literally just taking them. Well, obviously the guy's got supernatural powers, so it's not your fault, lady. But the newspapers and the television people lost interest after a while. Even her husband went back to work and tried to get on with his life, causing huge tension in their marriage. Yeah. So she took pills and got drunk and stuff and puked on herself. Yeah. So a descent into alcohol ripped them apart, and addiction to drugs meant she didn't even have a home for a little while. But then she met a good man who had known pain too. He lost his wife and daughter in an automobile accident some years before, and together they healed one another until a normal life was back within her reach. So there she is with the new boyfriend, and everything's wonderful and great. She got a job. She got a house. She didn't actually marry again, but she didn't feel she needed to this time, and after a while she even had another baby. Carly didn't think she would ever smile again, but a child's chuckle is just too contagious. And after all those years of everything going wrong, everything just seemed right. And then there was someone at the door. Just a minute, honey, there's somebody at the door. Well, it's really horrible what happened to her, but, she couldn't get her child back. God only knows what happened, and she's managed to claw her way out of that and get her life back, and a new baby, a new love in her life. Oh, boy, things are looking great. Hopefully it's, rainbows and sunshine forever. Who's behind that door? Well... So, it's the Magic Order. So, no, the Magic Order is not behind the door, but I mean the series is the Magic Order. So, obviously, things aren't going to go well for Carly. So, Magic Order has been a great series. Mark Miller is easily the best in the business at the moment. It's kind of the only real competition he has or anyone on his heels is Jeff Johns' Ghost Machine. But Miller is still, I think, a step ahead of Jeff Johns. But Jeff Johns is really banging him out. It's pretty good. With Magic Order, it's interesting to some extent. It's very entertaining, and there's all sorts of charming elements, throughout that keeps it going to where there's no filler, and that's really an achievement in and of itself. But with the main character being Cordelia Moonstone here, you kind of have the same template as with the, the main girl from Jupiter's Legacy. The comic book series, not the TV show, where both of these women were these spoiled brats, blowing away their lives on superficial, stupid stuff, and then they have to get their act together when all hell breaks loose, and ultimately rise to the occasion to take on the mantle of their fathers. And that's pretty much top to bottom the same narrative from both of the characters, just one's in the superhero world, and this one, well, there's superheroes in her world and everything, and they actually do exist in the same universe now because of the big game and all that. So, yeah. But nevertheless, it's the same, track for these characters. Just one superheroes, one magic wizards and all that. But the individual elements from both vehicles are their own thing. And Miller is able to populate it with all these other aspects to it, to where it doesn't really matter that the same pathway in life is basically played out here for the two women. Now, they go off in their own ways, and such is the case here. And turns out this woman that we've been introduced to is very important to the overall story. So Magic Order is another one that delivers and continues to do so. And so it's only one issue in, but probably going to be good. Odds are it will. Meanwhile, Nightclub 2 continues on, and you've got the terrible, tragic, heartbreaking love triangle story going on about our main three heroes in the story, about a trio of teenagers who become superheroes by becoming vampires. Yeah, so they wear their ski masks and use a lot of sunblock during the day and wear hoodies. But at night, they can go fight crime and stuff and live out their superhero fantasies. And everything was great until the girl picked one of the boys. And, the other guy is heartbroken and lonely and is succumbing to the dark side. Or so it seems. So, as the cover suggests, here we are, Rufus T's place. Excuse me? I said, why don't you come work for me? You're clearly very gifted, and you could make a lot of money in my line of work. I'm missing a heavy hitter since Risso's father went to jail. The boy's good, but his father was a legend, and we could use another beast around the office. No thanks, I'm going to make a lot of money anyway. Now I have it, my friend's debts have been paid off. We're all square. So you think, uh-oh, boy, something's going to go wrong. He turned down the crime boss here. And, what's going to... Like, here we are. You can sucker punch me when I'm on my phone, but I'd like to see you try when I see you coming. Anything you don't want broken in here, Rufus T? Just don't smash the pictures. I bought them at a charity auction. Okay. So he beats the crap out of this idiot because, vampire powers. And apparently Rufus doesn't care about the pool table because he said just the pictures. Well, the offer still stands if you change your mind, little man. So, yeah, so you think, he rejected the crime boss. Is this the beginning of something here? But the story takes another turn. Sam, that was the greatest fucking thing I've ever saw in my life. Did you see how much Rufus T respected you? He means it when he says you could make a lot of money. He runs this entire area. I think you're forgetting one thing, Riso. I'm one of the good guys. Yes, he wants to be a superhero. So, to get over his heartbreak with the girl he's been in love with since he was very young, he's banging the most popular girl in school. So, oh man, that was amazing. Even better than last time. I want to go again, Kendra. Are you ready? I can't. I need a break. That's 11 times we've made love. It's not making love when you're not in love. Anyway, or is it 12? 14, but who's counting? Are you sure your parents aren't going to just walk in on us? Because this would be a really bad way to meet your dad. Yeah. I told you. They left for our lodge in Aspen this morning to go skiing with my little stepbrothers.
It's just us and the maid in here now, and she's always got her headphones on listening to conspiracy podcasts.
So there you go. They're good.
I still can't believe what you did for Risso back there. No wonder that guy worships you.
He doesn't worship me.
Are you kidding? All he does is talk about you. You're like his little man crush. How did you get so cool, Sam? Is it a witchcraft thing? Did you sell your soul?
Kinda. No. And, of course, had to censor the, the goodies and all that.
Well, whatever it is, I need to know your secret because I can't stop thinking about you. I've never been in love like this, and I need to find out how you're doing it, babe.
Well, it looks like everything's going great for him, right? Well, yeah, it's about to all come crashing down. And the problem is he's blinded by Kendra's assets. And it all blows up in his face and creates a whole big problem. He's really going to need the help of his former friends, but he's sort of burnt that bridge. And then how will the crime boss here factor in, too? You know, he might have to turn to them for help that what happens. But, well, it's interesting. We'll see how it plays out because it's not exactly obvious how it will play out. So, nightclub's pretty good. Better than Spider-Man these days. Better than the X-Men. So, if you're hurting for the loss of that, out of continuity titles, of course, and reprints, or check out what's the best in comics, Mark Miller's work, and check out Nightclub Part 2. Yeah. So there you go. You're all caught up on the titles that I read for this Wednesday's Mr. Nailsin's Wednesday Comics.